Gemini's Nano Banana is just really good at creating and modifying a picture, but the only problem is it will always add a tiny watermark to the bottom right corner of the picture. And this is actually a topic that I've covered on my video, and basically on that video I recommend to either just crop the section or the image that contains the watermark, or you can also use a third-party tool like Black Forest Labs, because they do have a model called Flux Kontext, and this model has a similar quality to Gemini's Nano Banana, but the benefit is this model doesn't actually add its own watermark. So you can rely on this tool to easily remove the watermark that was reduced by Gemini's Nano Banana. But the only issue with Black Forest Labs or the Flux model right now is you only get 200 credits, and that's enough for generating or processing up to 50 images, which is actually not a lot, especially if you want to use the tool every day. And at some point, you might have to pay to start using the service again. So this is definitely not for everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you some free tools that you can use to remove a watermark from a picture that was generated by Gemini's Nano Banana. Now, technically, you can navigate to Google or Play Store and then use a keyword like AI watermark remover, and you'll see plenty of different third-party apps that do offer a service to remove a watermark from a picture. And some of them actually marketed themselves as a tool to remove a watermark that was created via Gemini's Nano Banana. But here's the deal. These tools are actually not the AI provider. They're just using the technologies from companies like Black Forest Labs or perhaps Google's Gemini. They're using the API from OpenAI, etc. So they're just using the technology from these big companies. While that is okay, the downside is usually they are not really free. Sometimes you'll get a slightly lower resolution, or perhaps the website might not be around in the next few months or years, because after all, they're competing against some other websites just similar to their own service. And it's always a great idea. It's always much better to just use the service from the first party company. So the tools that I'm going to recommend in this video are actually made by the big AI companies who made and train their models. So you'll get more options, and it's likely that they're going to stick around years down the line. Okay, let's talk about the first tool that I highly recommend. And by the way, for this demonstration, I'm going to use this photo for removing the watermark. Now, the first tool that I do recommend is Google Photos. So Google Photos has a magic eraser feature, and of course you can use it to remove the watermark from a picture. And the funny thing is that this AI model is likely to be using the Gemini's Nano Banana. So yeah, we're using Gemini to fix the problem from Gemini. Kind of unique. Now you can upload the photo to Google Photos, and you have to use the mobile app version of the platform. And then you have to open the photo, go to edit, and then you have to select the area that you want to remove. In this case, I'll just start from here, and I want to make sure that I cover everything. And you can select erase. Just wait for a few seconds until the watermark is removed. And after that, you can save that as a copy. There you go. It's still there for some reason. Let me try it again. Yeah, it can happen sometimes. It's not going to be 100% correct. So yeah, that's the reality of working with AI. But let me try it again. Erase again. I'm hoping that it is being removed properly. Okay, there you go. Let me just click this, and I'm going to save the photo as a copy. There you go. So this is the one has been removed from, sorry, the watermark has been removed, and this is the original photo. So it looks very much the same, except this one doesn't have the watermark. So that's pretty good. Now let's move on with the second tool that I do recommend. It is actually Qwen AI. So this company has been quite prolific when it comes to releasing open source AI models, and just a few weeks ago they just released a model that can modify a picture. And of course the model is open source, which is just crazy. Usually companies don't just give away their most powerful model, but somehow they just do it. So you can navigate to chat.qwen.ai, and then you can create a free account. Click image edit, and I'll just click this button to upload the picture. And you have to provide instruction about the thing that you want to modify from the picture. In this case, I'll tell AI to remove the sparkling icon from the bottom right corner of the picture. And that's the description of the Gemini's watermark. Alright, so it is done, and this is the result. So it looks very much similar, but of course there is no watermark. But I noticed that the image is just a bit softer. Maybe you cannot see it because of the YouTube compression, but if you are actually using Qwen AI to remove the watermark from the picture, you'll notice that the result is going to be just a bit softer. It is not very significant. I think the image is still very much usable, but if you look very closely, it is definitely there. But given that this tool is free and you can use it all day without any limit, then I think it is very good. It's still very useful. So that's the second tool that you can use. And the final tool that I do recommend is actually from Black Forest Labs, but we are going to be using the model that is open source. So there is the Flux One Kontext Dev, and this is the open source version of the Flux One Kontext model. And this is available via Hugging Face Space. So you have to create an account, a free account on Hugging Face, and it will grant you 4 minutes of GPU usage every day. And that's actually quite generous because this still only need 20 to 30 seconds to modify a picture. So you can rely on this tool to remove the watermark. Now I'm going to click this, and let me just select the picture. And by the way, all the links of the tools that I mentioned in this video can be found in the video description down below. Now, just like the Qwen AI, this one requires you to specify the prompt. And I guess I'll just use the same instruction. Paste, and for the advanced settings, it is not really important. You can ignore it and just click run. So just wait until the picture is being modified by this AI tool. Alright, so we got the picture, we got the result, and as you can see, there is no more watermark whatsoever. But of course, it is not perfect because I can notice that the color of this one is not as vibrant as in the original photo. It is not really a big deal because you can use some random image editing tool to improve the vibrance of the picture. So it's an easy fix, but it is definitely there. It is not perfect, but then again, it is completely free and you can use it every day without paying anything. So that's basically it. And just to summarize, you can use Google Photos, and you can also use Qwen AI. And lastly, you can use the Flux One Kontext, the dev version from Black Forest Labs. Again, all the links will be available in the video description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.